rewind, 2021. There was a parade in my city. Number one pick, dancing in the street. Everybody was hitting the gritty. Kid arrived in the D, and it was live as can be. They can ball, but we didn't want Green, Mobley, or Scotty B. No when he got hurt, everyone lost it. Storylines leaking, no faucet. Caught him washed when he broke his tibia. All the haters, time to get it ready, yeah. Everybody wanna be Skip Bayless. Wanna throw shade, okay, say less. Dudes went number one for a reason. It'll click by the end of the season. When he wins most improved player. Gonna be a movie, here's the trailer. Don't say I didn't try to warn ya. Co-signed by Win Benyama.
Kid Cunningham.
He was raised in Texas, but now he's Detroit flexing. Team USA, he was killing them. Got him effed up, let me quote Eminem. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. It's a bunch of gibberish and money lovers act like they forgot about K. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. It's a bunch of gibberish and money lovers act like they forgot about K.
Forgot about K. They forgot about K. Forgot about. How you forget about K?
Detroit basketball. Yes, sir. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the King of Deuce Show. I am Deuce. I am accompanied by my counterpart, King, and we are in a good mood because our Detroit Pistons just finished off another win against the Phoenix Suns, 131-125. King, how you feeling, my dog?
How you feeling? Probably ain't a good question right now, but I'm feeling good. I'm dealing with a stomach virus right now, y'all, so I'm really pushing myself to be on the stream. But man, after a win like that, I couldn't say no. We just have to come on here and talk about this game.
Yeah. Excellent win, man. Excellent game. From start to finish. This is one of the more complete games we've seen from the Pistons this season. I would say. We talked about how they often struggle playing four quarters, right? Starting off well and fading later, vice versa. And tonight, they hit first. Man. They came out. K's first few plays of the game just really set the tone for the offense and the defense. They all pretty much were on the same page. So it was really, really good to see that tonight, man. I'm really happy with the strides that I'm continuing to see from this team. And it was a collective effort. Everybody chipped in. Everybody, did what they were supposed to do. Everybody pretty much contributed in some way, shape, or form. So did anything stand out to you tonight, bro? You have any opening thoughts? Anything jump out at you? What did you see tonight in tonight's game, bro?
Obviously want to go back to the post podcast that me and you just did. Jay Nivey taking those days off and resting his injuries.
Yep.
That's plural. Injuries did numbers for him, man. He's nursing a knee and a toe, so, just out of a cannon tonight, man, just speed, energy, everything that you need. From Ivy, man, attacking the basket, passing the ball. He flirted with a triple-double tonight, man, 28-8. Just everything that you need, man. The perfect counterpart to go with K, So when you have two performances like that and then all of your starters in double digits, man, that's huge.
Absolutely, bro. It's so funny. Like you mentioned, we just talked about this. For people like myself who have pretty much sprained their toe before, you don't realize how important those toes are until you hurt one of them. Especially when a lot of your game is predicated on speed. You can't expect Jaden to be at his best if he's hampered. If the thing that he does best, he's not able to do. And I always say it, we know personally that it's kind of a blessing and a curse sometimes. He doesn't complain sometimes to his detriment. He doesn't complain because sometimes people think he's just fine. He's good to go. And why isn't he playing well? But he just is not a complainer. So they finally had to sit him down because of, his knee issues and that toe, because he originally thought his toe was broken, right? They came back later, it was just a sprain, but it was lingering and it was always affecting his game. So on both ends of the court, even the defense tonight you saw was different with him. So when he's healthy, man, this is Jaden Ivey. This is what you're going to get from him. And so King was making that point last game is like, when we're talking about these things, when we're giving you information, you got to listen. You can't just say, well, he didn't play well, but why didn't he play well? I think tonight was a great example of what he can look like playing alongside Cade Cunningham, because another thing that people always say too is that they can't play together. They look just fine tonight. They look like an all-star level backcourt tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, man, it's you get tired of making the comparison using these things, but tonight they was thunder and lightning. You
Yes.
know, and Ivy was lightning tonight, man. His quickness was crazy tonight. They just could not deal with it. And one thing that we also mentioned is that the Pistons are the best when they're running down the court, man. Using that speed and athleticism that they have, especially against an older team like the Suns. And you're going to come out on top all the time. Another thing that we also mentioned for these teams, stop resting your players. You know what I'm saying? Booker's supposed to be back in the game or two, whatever it is. I don't know how serious the injury is, but you know, the old Pistons team, they would have lost these type of games. Not this one, man.
Great point.
You can't look the rest of the players against the Pistons, man. But the biggest thing for me tonight, and the most proud moment for me tonight, Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren played his ass off tonight. He played his ass off tonight. He didn't get a foul late. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, when he's double-digit rebounding like tonight, when he's able to get to the basket and run the floor, Cade's going to find him. Ivy's going to find him. It's everything that we literally just said, bro.
Yep. 100%. And we talked about it before, too. Whenever not that this should be the reason that he does this, but whenever JD is committed on the defensive end, Cade is going to find you. J.I. is going to find you. Guys are going to reward you when you get defensive stops. And defensive stops mean protecting the paint and then grabbing the board, like finishing the defensive possession. He did that all night long. I got to give him credit, man. He was very much locked in tonight. And you always talk about this, King, King. Playing defense without your hands. Playing defense with your feet and not with your hands. He was not doing that tonight. Even when guards were getting in the paint, he was moving in puppies, man. I was really enjoying seeing that hustle and defensive effort from JD tonight. Once again, this is the JD that I think we both envisioned we were going to get on a consistent basis when we first saw the flashes.
Absolutely.
It just hasn't been consistent. Go ahead.
Yep, absolutely. At the beginning of the season, this is the Jalen Duren that I was talking about. Was going to be one of the most improved players on the Pistons.
Right.
We just, this is what we expect to see from him. This should be every night from him, every night effort thing. Even shut it down when the Suns tried to go to hacking him for free throws. Right. Took his time, knocked him down solid. That's the focus that we need from a young player in Jalen Duren, man. That's right. On the court, that's going to keep the Pistons winning basketball games.
Yeah. Devin said he should keep his haircut. It's funny you say that because I think the opposite. My new nickname for Jaden is going to be Samson Ivy. Because whenever his hair is cut, his play looks different. Obviously, as Monty Williams was a big part of that. It just coincided. But he's looking like that Purdue version of Jaden again, that first year version of Jaden again with longer hair.
Listen, we ain't meant to cut our hair, man. You remember what happened to Samson when he cut his locks. We ain't meant to cut his locks, bro. When
Samson cut his hair, he lost all his strength. So Samson Ivy, don't cut your hair no more, bro. As far as JD, though, it was funny Devin said that he should actually cut his hair because he's been playing better since he's had the short cut. It's almost like clean slate. I want to give back to J.I. for 1 second, man. Defensively, you talked about JD defensively. We could talk about all these guys defensively tonight, right?
Oh, yeah.
But for me, Jaden defensively tonight, bro. He looked just his energy and everything. For those who remember being in school as a kid, I'm kind of dating myself a little bit, but whenever you would get in trouble, your teacher would say, no recess. You got to stand outside on the wall and watch everybody else hoop. Jaden looked like he was that kid that couldn't play, but every now and then your teacher will feel bad for you and they give you like 5 minutes. So you go ahead. And you like, okay, I get to go. He looked like he had 5 minutes left and he was ready to go because he was everywhere.
Yeah.
He was trying to get everything in enough and he was doing everything. He was scoring. He was defending. He made the play of the game for me. I know the K dagger, and we'll get to that. The K dagger late, the second step back he hit on KD to finish the game. But I feel the play of the game was in the third quarter. When Beasley missed the layup, point blank layup, I was surprised he missed it. And the Suns are on the break. KD has what looks to be an open three-pointer. Jaden comes from out of nowhere and blocks it.
Yep.
Gets the rebound, pushes the ball, and gets the open three to Beasley.
Yeah.
6-point swing. That to me was a play of the game because if KD makes that shot, timeout, momentum shift, all of that. When that happened, when that shot got blocked and Beasley came back down to hit a three, it just completely just destroyed their momentum in that quarter.
Yeah.
Those are the types of plays from him and everybody else that I'm excited about as far as Pistons defense and Pistons basketball.
Yeah, absolutely big play, man. It's hard enough to do. I mean, nobody blocks KD, right? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it just from end to end today, defensively too. Got to give our credit to Ron Holland too.
Yeah, bro,
being aggressive for his time out there on the court.
Talk about it.
Run end to end, steal the ball, and run end to end again, and make a layup. Man, the kid is just doing what he's doing, man. He's being himself out there. The Pistons are allowing him to be himself. With him and Asar out there in spurts, man, it just helps the Pistons so much defensively because they're not the type that's going to sit around and just let things happen. You know, you need those type of players on the court. But Holland is an absolute dog, and once his offense catches up with his defense, it's going to be a problem.
Bro, he's a menace. He's a menace defensively, and his finishing is getting to a point now when he gets 2 feet in the paint, goes up for a shot. I'm expecting it to go in.
Yeah,
he's already becoming
fouls.
Right, because he got hacked on a couple of those, and he played through contact. He played through contact, which is what I encourage all these guys to do. Right, don't play soft, play through contact. Don't throw your hands up. Don't anticipate it. Just play through it. It's not there. He plays through contact and he's finishing. So when he gets a respectable jumper, bro, it's going to be like you mentioned. It's going to be danger time for the league because the player his learning curve too. He seems to be growing game over game over game. The way he looks now, I was hoping for that by the end of the season. For him to be already progressing this way, 30 games in, I can't wait to see how he's going to look by the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You just, like I said, it's when you when you have guys like Holland out there, you got guys like Beasley too. Defensively is one thing a lot of people don't talk about. Man, he gives effort on the defense.
He does
too.
He's not a great defender, but like to your point, he right.
You know, so like I said, with them being in the game, with Holland being in the game, all those effort guys in the game, along with when you got Cade and Ivy in the game.
Yeah,
it's just going to be difficult for teams, So you've seen a little bickering going back and forth. It's friendly chatter back and forth between Cade and Bill. Cade dunked on him with the left hand.
Yeah, and Bill tried to get him back, but Cade said nah.
Right. So always a fun game, man. Obviously, a lot of love between those two teams, between KD and Cade, between Booker and his love for the D and Bill and Cade, and like I said, it's a lot of love with that team, man. But they went out there and they went at it tonight. Cade had 40. Durant had 43 tonight. 43. Yeah, usually that would beat the Pistons, not tonight.
Right. That's tonight. A great point.
Not tonight.
Great point,
man.
Bro. Because like you mentioned it, we would have lost this game in prior seasons where we control the game the whole game and then we fade late. And what people come away with was KD had 43 in the win.
Right.
That'd have been the biggest takeaway. But to your point, they're learning how to finish games a little bit better, and that's one thing. Yeah, let's get to the box, bro. What you see?
First of all, obviously plus minus, right? You want to see all your starting five on the plus side of that, but it's the consistency in the numbers. When you look at the top to bottom right now, everybody in double digits except 1, 2, 3 players, and those are defensive guys mostly. You got Asar Thompson, Ron Holland, and you got Paul Reed. They're where they're supposed to be in points. Everybody else, double digits tonight. Double digits. And it was from Fontecchio to 10. Obviously, Beasley with an 18-point game. Everybody did their part. And you don't need much from everybody.
Right.
Tobias Harris had 10. Right. You know what I'm saying? 1 for 2 from 3-point land. I mean, give me that every game instead of 1 for 8.
Facts.
As long as a team we're spreading the ball around and we're not just chucking up shots, we're more efficient. It's just better. It's better for everything, man.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, and that's how Pistons used to play, where it could be on any given night, it could be anybody. That was part of their strength, is you never knew where it was coming from. Right, strength in numbers was always one of their strengths, pun intended. So it's just like, Seeing this is beautiful. Nobody scored. We put up 133 and nobody scored 30.
Yeah.
That's what you want. That is exactly what you want. What's going on, Dominique? Appreciate you as always. Appreciate everybody who's here tonight, man. Y'all are in deep tonight. I think everybody's pretty much excited about this win. Yeah. And rightfully so. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Just was going to say, appreciate it, Dominique, as always. Listen, man, to have 100 in here after a late game like that.
Yeah.
There's some excitement. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to this team. There's definitely some excitement. You know, we're going through it. We're going through the growing pains. That's fine. But wins like tonight make it a whole lot easier while we go through those growing pains, because you're actually seeing the growth. You know,
exactly.
That's what we're looking for. You know, when teams sit a player, we beat them. That's what we need.
100%.
We need to go ahead and get that 35 wins.
Oh, it's coming. We're on pace for 34, 35 right now. No, we're 12 and 17 right now. So we're on pace. Maybe, is it 12? I think we're 12 and 17, or maybe 13. One of those two, but we're on pace for 34, 35. Let's get back to what Dominique was saying about K. Let's talk about K for a little bit, man. Let's talk about K Cunningham tonight. Let's see what he had. What do you have? Oh, you had this. I'll pull it back up. The stats. He had 28. What was it? 28 points. You got it? Okay. Yeah, because he really had a game. He had a game, man. And I was really, I'm continued to be impressed by his play. 28 points, 13 assists. Only one board, which is surprising. He usually has at least 5 to 6, at least. He's been the triple doubles, he's been having 10, but 1 rebound, 2 steals, 2 blocks, only 4 turns. So that's, once again, that's a 3-to-1 basically. That's better than the 3-to-1 assist turnover ratio. 13-4. So he's taking care of the ball consistently now. And the biggest thing, we talked about it last stream, bro. But for me, he's headed to the All-Star game. I think that last dagger on KD pretty much solidified it from an optics standpoint, right? But I think there's 2 reasons, again, why he's going. The first one, we talked about it already. We're winning games, right? You don't see teams with players with stars 20 to 30 wins, less than that, making All-Star games. Those are the snubs. So, and you think about that, he's likely going to get in as a reserve, right? So it's not going to be fans that get him in. It's going to be the coaches.
Right.
So they're looking at what I think leads to number 2 is his two-way ability. They're looking at things like that. Okay, you got stats, fine. You win a game, is great. What do you do on defense? Now, it doesn't apply to everybody because some guys are just so good offensively, you got to let him in anyway. But with him, the fact that he's a willing defender, willing to guard the best player, like he did tonight, guarding KD. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the things that are going to get him into the All-Star game. And even though he's not as tall as KD, he has a body that's built for defending him because he has long arms and he plays physical. That's how you stop Kevin Durant, or at least not stop him because you can't stop him. That's how you make him work hard. Is like guys like PJ Tucker or Jaylen Brown or Dylan Brooks or Lou Dort, like those kind of guys, right? Those strong physical defenders make it hard for KD because all KD wants to do, and you know this, King, all he wants to do is get to a spot. If he gets to a spot, it's a wrap. It's over. So Cade was crowding him tonight. One time KD tried to bring the ball down and Cade just took it from him. That's how you play defense on Cade or on KD, and Cade understands that. So I think, like, you look at guys around the league like Luka or Steph or Halliburton, right? Who don't guard the best offensive player. And then you got a guy like Cade who's taking on that challenge and still giving you everything offensively. That's what's going to get him into the All-Star game, and not even just this year, but in the future as he continues to get better.
One plus from that, though, also with him being a All-Star, I'm just going to call him All-Star because that's what I just truly believe it. With him being an All-Star this season, it's also going to build more consistency when it comes to getting whistles from him. We're starting to see it a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, absolutely.
Good call, Devin.
Starting to see it a little bit more. But, you know, when he becomes an All-Star, then that's where the respect, it gets even better. You know, he's going to have more nights where he's getting to the free throw line. He's going to have bigger scoring nights because of that.
Right.
You know, so, like I said, it's just, you know, yeah, to me, being an All-Star is a little gimmicky, but at the same time, it has its perks.
Yeah, for sure.
Perks when it comes to the league.
For sure, man. Yeah, I'm really proud of seeing him take on that challenge of being that guy, like a Jimmy Butler type of guy. I think his ceiling is higher than Jimmy's, obviously, personally, I do. But just the ability to say, hey, I'm going to give you this offense and I'm going to guard your best player and shut him down too. Right? That's what I love to see from Cade. And he's taking on the challenge, man, and it's leading to wins. It's leading to wins now. You got to be in good shape to do that, to be a two-way player. To be a great two-way player, you got to be in good shape. And he's showing it. Like, he's showing that he's in really, really good shape. He's taking care of his body. You can see that. And he's a lot stronger than he looks. A lot stronger than he looks. So I think he's just going to continue to get better. And as he gets used to this new role of playing both ends at this level, he's only going to get better. Only going to get better. So I'm really happy with Cade tonight, man. I couldn't be happier with with either of our backcourt guys tonight, because they both really played individually and together very, very well.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to bring up, a little bit more about the veterans, right?
Let's do it.
Obviously, big time shots from Beasley. You know
yes.
what I'm saying? Big time shots late in the game from Beasley. But Tim Hardaway Jr. tonight,
okay,
still taking charges. Took one against Kevin Durant.
Yep.
You know, didn't get the other one, but he still tried. You know, that you have to have that on your team.
Yeah.
I wish, you know, for our bigs, I want to see that a little bit more from them. You know, try to take a charge instead of swiping at the ball and drawing foul. But you know, he's out there giving everything he can. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Knocking down shots, he's taking charges, trying to play defense, man. When that effort becomes contagious.
100%.
Contagious, man. And that's a great comment. God, dog, that's a great comment.
Oh, yeah, put it back up there.
Man, do not let the man leave.
Bro, I talk about this all the time. So I've had some debates with some fans, right? Shout out to y'all, by the way, because I love debating with y'all. But some fans are saying, let's move him for an asset. We don't have him. No. To me, he's like, you could get an asset for him, but he's the one guy I'm not moving for an asset because of what he gives. He's more valuable to us than I think any other team. Because if you send him to a contender, he'll give you spacing, he'll give you shooting and scoring. He's not going to give a contender experience. He's not going to give, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to give a contender confidence. The things that he can give us: shooting, spacing, experience, and confidence. Because we're a young team. He's more valuable here. We always talk about that. I don't see why you would move a guy who is on a bargain of a contract for what he's giving you, for an asset that's not going to be worth the same amount of what he provides to you. It just doesn't make any sense to me. If you want to move a veteran for an asset, okay, Tobias, THJ. I'm not moving Beasley. That's the one guy I'm not moving.
Nope.
Because of what he brings on and off the court. I just don't understand that reasoning. Am I all based there?
I'm not in the business of taking Cade's toys away to bring more toys. I'm not in the business of doing that. You want to take somebody away, I told you who to take away. You know what I'm saying? And you can package that up with whatever and do whatever and bring whoever you're gonna bring.
Right.
Beasley, out the question. Out the question.
Out the question. It's not even a conversation for me. It's really not. Especially because, once again, we're 30 games in and you're already seeing the chemistry build. What happens next year? How does this look next year? You know what I'm saying? When these guys have a year under their belt and they have a lot more room to grow and learn each other. It's just going to get better and better from here. And to your point, you would literally take away one of the things that Cade needs most to be successful. He is playing this way for a reason. Mm-hmm. These triple doubles don't happen without Beasley. Beasley's knocking down 6-7 threes a game. Most of those threes are coming from who? Who's getting him the ball? So it's like, you can't love the triple doubles and hate the Beasley signing or want to trade. You got to look at the whole puzzle. There's a reason that these things are happening the way they are. They go together. You take Beasley away, them triple doubles drop. Straight up. Which means the spacing isn't what it's supposed to be. Which means the field goal percentage isn't what it's supposed to be. Like, the whole domino effect of just one guy is very, very important when you have the right guy. And he's the right guy. I don't see how you move him. I don't.
And, you know, it's that season anyway. You know what I'm saying? We're coming up on, it's about to be January. It's going to be a lot of the fan base out there just shouting trade. They like to just see trades for some reason.
Yeah.
We talk about this every single year.
At the same time.
Mm-hmm. Again, just like I was mentioning in the last podcast, we have to allow them the opportunity to grow together.
Right.
You cannot keep scrapping things as soon as you're unhappy with something.
Yes.
You have to keep at it. You have to be consistent with it and let them grow. We're seeing growth. We're actually seeing growth this time.
Right.
We don't have 27 different lineups. We're not back in those days no more. We don't have a coach that don't care anymore.
Define the roles.
Listen, we just gotta let them play. You know what I'm saying? Let them play. Let's not throw everything away to try to bring somebody in here, just to please the fans' little eyes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's do it right. Let's grow this thing organically. And then when it's time to press that button, then we can press that button.
Then we can do it. But not without seeing what we have first. You can't make any premature moves off of 1 or 2 games or 1 or 2 weeks or 1 or 2 months. You just can't do it. Pioneer, what's up, bro? Fontecchio has looked decent. Yeah, he has. He's been solid the last couple games. I mean, the thing for him is if his shot's falling, he's probably going to have a decent game.
Hell,
go ahead.
Today was the first day that you didn't text me Fontecchio.
You know what? You're right.
Crazy.
Ain't that crazy? Because for those who don't know, me and King have a thing. He texts me. Who do you text me about? You text me about who is it that you text me about usually?
It's usually the Tobias or
I think it's Tobias.
Yeah, Tobias.
Yeah. So whenever something that we always talk about happens, he just texts me one word, and it's Tobias. Whenever something happens with Fontecchio, I always text him, Fontecchio. And my thing with Fontecchio, I've said it all year. King, you know this. If he has to put the ball on the floor, do not shoot the ball. If he's catching it and shooting it, I love it because most of the time it goes in. He's a catch and shoot guy. He's not a creator. He's not a ball handler. So you're right. I didn't text you tonight, and that's because I didn't see him pump fake and try to go to the rim or any of that. He was catching and shooting, and that's his. You talk about defined roles. That is his role, and when he's doing that, the defense is going to be there. The hustle is going to be there. He's going to be a team player. He's going to do all the little things as well. So it was good to see that from him, for sure. If he keeps that up, he can be a contributor to this team, for sure. I wanted to get to this, too, with Elton. We'll see what happens when Darren gets touches on offense. Now, this is a good point because, Elton, you're right.
Yep.
Tonight, K was deliberate in looking for him to get even to the point of turning the ball over sometimes, trying to force feed him a little bit because he realized that JD was locked in. He wanted to keep him locked in. But I don't want that to be what puts the battery in JD's back is getting touches. I want him to play that way regardless of if he's getting touches. I don't want it to be hinging on are they looking for me? Okay, bet. I'm gonna not literally, but it can be a domino effect in your head. If you're not getting touches, you might not sprint back on defense. And tonight he was getting touches. It was good to see that. But I want him to get to a point where it doesn't matter, to where his focus is on the defensive end, period. And everything else offensively is a bonus. So, Elton, you're right. I agree. The touches led to the effort, but I don't want the touches to lead to the effort. I want the effort to lead to the touches.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely right. I'm gonna give him a little credit though.
For sure.
Just from the whistle at the beginning of the game tonight, he was making it hard not to give him the ball.
He was.
You know what I'm saying? And that I got to give him credit for that. He was running out there like a gazelle. He was playing defense, he was solid in that paint. So he was making it kind of hard for you not to give him the ball. And listen, they was running that pick and roll tonight, and it was working. He was rolling, and that's just what it is. Some matchups they're not gonna give you pick and roll, so you may not see as many alley oops and stuff that you saw tonight. So you take what they give you, and tonight they gave it. So. I mean, yeah, I give him credit, but at the same time, I get the point.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a mindset, that Detroit mindset. You think of a Ben Wallace. Like, he wasn't, even though, to JD's point, he's more offensively skilled than Ben, for sure. But Ben was always giving effort defensively. Even Rasheed. Think about Rasheed. Rasheed wasn't lollygagging on defense when he wasn't getting the ball. He was still locked in, and Rasheed is one of the best offensive big men ever. So it's just a mindset. But to JD's point, I ain't not taking anything away from him. He played well. He played very, very well. And if he continues to play like this, regardless of the touches, then I think he's going to quiet a lot of people about whether he should be here or not long term. I really do.
Yeah. Like I said, just focus on being a big. Focus on what you can contribute, rebounding the basketball, playing defense. Focus on that first. Everything else will fall in line.
Right.
He'll be fine, man. He'll be
Yeah.
fine. Let's just
Right
give
here.
it time. Yeah.
Yeah, playing hard and doing a job as a big is first and foremost for Duran. It's not negotiable. I agree. I 100% agree with that. 100% agree. It's not negotiable. So if he keeps it up, ain't gonna be nothing to talk about. Because I can live with this type of effort going for a period. With him. Period. So I'm really, really happy to see that for sure. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Good stuff for sure. There was a couple more things I wanted to hit on. Doug. Yes, I have. He made in his first game with the Motor City Cruise, he made somebody touch earth. Yeah. And went in for a dunk. He's gonna be a very, very big piece. We'll get more to that later in future videos. But Bobby Klintman, man, he's gonna be very, very good for this team. Very, very good for this basketball team. Yeah. Anybody else stand out to you, bro, as far as the box score? Or anything else stand out to you as far as what you saw tonight in this game? Paul Reed. Let's talk about Paul Reed for a second.
Yeah, and you know, something that I want to see JD kind of develop. The little mid-ranger. The little mid-range jump shot. Even though his is unorthodox. I don't know what that form is, but it works.
I'll never forget when we were at was it the practice this season at Wayne State that they had? State. That was the first time, because I really, to be honest, I didn't watch him at Philly. Yeah. So that was my first time seeing him up close. I thought he was playing. Like, you know, before the game starts and guys be just doing silly stuff. I thought he was playing. I'm like, okay, he just doing being silly. He got into the game and did the same thing. I'm like, oh, that's really his shot. But that thing goes in, bro.
Yeah, he out there on some Sean Marion stuff, man.
Sean Marion, yeah, he had the weird Reggie Miller, if that's even the thing. But yeah, Paul Reed, man, defensively, bro. B-ball Paul, man, defensively tonight was, man, he gave us a little bit of Isaiah Stewart tonight, right? As far as holding the team to one shot, blocking shots, moving his feet in the paint. And he really played well on the defensive side of the ball. I think this is the first time all season where that really stood out to me was his deep, because we know offensively he can get a bucket, but defensively tonight he, like everybody else, was locked in to that mentality.
Right. Man, listen. This is a great question here. Appreciate the donation again, Dominique.
Appreciate you, bro.
Bobby Klintman is going to have to earn that role. We love Bobby. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
He's going to have to earn that role. Now, depending on what we do in this trade deadline, if we bring somebody or not. But next year, I think there's a true legit chance that you do see somebody like Klintman step in. If he's as good as a lot of us feel he is, I think you're going to see him step in at some point next year. Maybe not the beginning of the year, but at some point you're going to see him stepping into that role, man, because I really got I got a feeling that this guy's going to be one of those diamonds in the rough, man.
So here's what I think, and I don't disagree with you. I think he is going to be a guy that, if we get to the play-in, is going to be a factor. Because I've already said, I think post All-Star break, once he gets his legs under him, because we heard JB tonight, Bickerstaff says that he's a really good player, but just give him time to kind of get his rhythm back. It's been a while since he played. Same thing with Asar. It's been a while since he played. So if we get to the play-in, you know, when possessions mean more in playing just team basketball means more, I could see a guy like him being a surprise for this team. Not saying he's going to start and average 25, but I see him being impactful in a play-in, playoff type of situation because of his maturity and his understanding of basketball. He has a high IQ already. So I think a guy like him, when you needed somebody to make a play, he could be the guy to go make a play. So to your point, though, I think next year he's definitely going to be in the mix for that 4 spot. It's going to be fun to see, though, because there are a few guys now that could be slotted there next year. You got Bobby, as you see here, what Dominique mentioned. You got Asar. You have Ron Holland. I think that's going to be a battle to watch, man, between those two guys, because I think either one of those guys could play the 4. I don't know if either of them will, but like I said before, I want to see them both play together at some point. The two of them together defensively will be menacing. Menacing. And then you got J.I. doing what he does as well. That'll be crazy. I would love to see those two guarding JB and Jason Tatum. That would be fun. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just, you know, somebody's got to move.
Talk about it.
Deadline time. Somebody's got to move. We got to get some type of relief somewhere, because once he does come back, which is very, 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 very soon, if he plays well enough, it's going to be kind of hard to keep him off the court.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, you bring guys like Reed back on a veterans minimum. So,
right.
But still, there's still someone that has to go, that I believe at the trade deadline. Who that's going to be, I don't know. Who I want it to be, I'm probably sure y'all know who I want it to be.
Go ahead, tell us who you want to be.
Pull that comment back up. That you just said. I'm just saying. I think it's kind of obvious right now. Yeah, you know, what it is. God.
I know, man. It's tough. Go ahead.
If you're gonna be a veteran and you're gonna get the minutes, I need you to be productive.
Yeah.
So that's just what it is.
I agree. Tonight he was efficient. He only took 5 shots, 10 points. But I think we all wanted to see more. I think what's kind of masking that right now is that we're getting contributions elsewhere and we're winning games. But to your point, we still need to see more from him, you know, based on what we thought he was going to be. At least I would like to see more. Maybe they don't feel that way, but that's just what I personally like to see. So, yeah, this was a great game, man. I think the Pistons are really starting to move in that direction. They're starting to show what they can be. Right now, they're on pace for 34 wins. I think any of us would be happy with 34 wins right now. I think that will get us to the play-in. And I think we're on pace. And we're going to get better as the season goes on because we're going to continue to build chemistry. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know what it is. Yeah, man. Anything else, bro? Anything else stand out to you?
I don't even know if I could talk that much longer. I just
King is soldiering through tonight, y'all. Like I had to drag him on here because I was excited. He was too, but you know, he's trying to stay hydrated. His mouth is dry, all that stuff. What are you fighting? A stomach bug, flu virus, something?
Yeah, it's a nice virus. This one is nice.
You got that Dan Skipper virus.
Oh boy.
Yeah, King, keep throwing up. Whatever you doing over there.
Man, yeah, right.
But yeah, man, this was a big win for the Pistons. We'll keep this short for tonight, man. Appreciate you guys coming up, showing up and showing out. I believe the Pistons' next game is against the Lakers, and game 2 of their road trip. And I think they should win that game. The way they're playing right now, with the confidence they're playing with right now, we know they've been inconsistent at times, but if they can keep up this level of play, they can beat anybody. They really can.
Yep.
So we'll leave it there. We appreciate everybody showing up and showing out, man. We will see you guys after the Pistons' next game against the Lakers. And also want to say happy holidays to everybody, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. Everybody enjoy your time with your family, open some presents, and most of all, be safe. So with that, Detroit versus everybody.
Come Peace. Here, Tobias.
Peace, y'all.